I knew that maybe someday I would understand. Trying to change a 10 to 100 grand. Everyone's a kid that no one cares about. You just gotta keep screaming till they hear you. Oh, written in the stars, a million miles away. A message to the man. Oh.
Boy, welcome to the CayVin Universe. Of course, today is a very special episode. I got my brother here. Anytime you come, we got to do an episode.
Absolutely.
I mean, going from the very beginning. I mean, other than our parents and Rudy. I mean, you're the one that knows me the most. See, that's why we never really cared to have best friends because I always had my brothers there. For those that don't know, I got 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. I love very much. We always got along. Never really any fights. Like you always hear about sibling fights or people that have like beef with their siblings. It's like we've never really had that.
No, or
Isn't that
they
weird?
stop talking to each other and all that.
Yeah.
That I don't get because if you're close to your siblings, even if you're not close and you stop talking and all that, you can't do that. Family, like
Right. Like I've known people, or don't you know people like cut off their parents for like the littlest things? It's
Yeah,
like, oh, my
something
dad didn't go to
small.
my wedding, so I hadn't talked to him in 5 years.
I've heard stories like that. And
Yes.
It's insane because it's like that's it. That's the reason why I don't talk to him for this. And it's like, okay, well, like I'm, forgive and forget. I mean, most of the time it's just something small. It's not something serious. You never hear something serious. You just hear small things and they stop talking just like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And like, yeah, I mean, I guess everyone goes through that when they're younger. They want to be independent. I know I went through that when I moved and want to do my own thing. But it's like, yeah, can't cut your family off, man.
No.
But anyway, how you feeling? What's been going on with you? You know?
Oh man, I feel
How's
great.
life?
Yeah, life is good, man. Just staying busy, working.
You recently injured your tricep.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god, I
Yes.
still think about that because tricep is probably like one of my more like muscles that stand out because it's so easy for me to build a I mean, us obviously, it's so easy for us the way our DNA or body shape or whatever. It's easy for us to build tricep muscles, but it's also, yeah, you remind me how easy it is, especially in getting up in age, how easy it is to tear something.
And the crazy part is what all the shit we've done, all the crazy stuff we've done, and nothing's ever happened. No broken bones, nothing. I mean, yes, I know, I understand we were young, wrestling and stuff, but still, you hear of people that are young, like they play football and all that, they tear their ankle or they break their arm and all that, and all the crazy stuff we've done, none of that's happened.
That is, and that's always crazy, right? Like I think even like Jeff Hardy had a thing about that. Like he never injured himself with all the crazy things he done, and then he ended up like having his first the first time he broke his arm was like riding a dirt bike or something. It's like it's so crazy how our bodies got used to wrestling.
Yeah,
because we always wrestled.
We always did the wrestling, and we always did crazy things that people are like, "Oh my god, you're crazy! You're gonna wind up hurting yourself, breaking your arm, breaking your neck, or something." And none of that ever happened.
Yes. I know our mom was always worried anytime we wrestled. Right?
Mom would always freak out. She would scream like, "Hey!" Like telling our dad like, "Tell them to stop." But it's like, no, they're having fun. Let them do what they want to do.
Because honestly, like that's probably good for any teenager or any kid. Because when we'd wrestle for like an hour,
Yes.
and it was like a good workout. Oh my god! See, last time you were on the podcast, that's like our main thing is we talk about our backyard wrestling days because that's always we're gonna have to pull up at least one before you go. Pull up one backyard wrestling video because we still have that channel up. Look up VAV Gambit 611. You'll see all our wrestling videos from back in the day. That goes to show that I started YouTube like over 10 years ago. That's like 15 years ago I started editing videos.
And here
I am now.
I love how they say in this perspective. I love how they say like, well, you put something on the internet, it's there forever. Well, you know what? I'm glad that our wrestling videos are going to be there forever.
Yes.
Because that's since we were, young, in our 18, 19 to in our 20s.
Oh my god, honestly. Look, if you want to watch our backyard wrestling video, you could go to the last episode. I think it was episode 113 the last time you were on.
Mm-hmm.
But you can watch what we go over back. What was the other wrestling videos we did? We used to, okay, so this is crazy. We would wrestle at work. We and JR had the same little like grocery store job, and we would wrestle at work in the back of the cooler in like boxes. Do you remember? That's on YouTube somewhere. Do you know what that is?
I can't remember the name of what it was on, but yes, it is on YouTube.
Oh my god.
It is on YouTube if you can find it.
20 minutes later.
All right, one more search. There it is.
There it is.
Yes.
you
Oh
found
my
it.
God. Yes. Finally,
Consequence
we searched for like
Productions.
freaking 20 minutes. Oh my God, not the Consequence Productions. And there's another one. Rick Roberts trailer.
You
number
made two of them. I
Okay, it
remember
was
that.
just under my Vinny Vasquez.
Yeah.
There it is. I made 3. Oh my God, what is this?
I had hair.
I had the emo. I was slowly coming out of my emo phase at this time. We did this shit at work.
Yeah.
He said, statute of limitations. It's been long enough now. No one can come back and tell
They
us
can't
shit.
say anything right now, right?
Statute of limitations.
I want to make freaked out.
Yeah, no. Statute of limitations has been long enough.
Power bomb.
Oh. Oh, that is slow motion. Just throwing me around like a rag doll.
The slow motion replay, man. Yeah, we didn't break nothing there. Perfect power bomb.
Oh, good times.
Good time, bro. Oh, perfect.
We got a lot of good ones. You almost hit your head on the
I
top
did on
right
the crack
there.
part.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Oh.
Oh god, that's awesome.
Oh boy, yeah. Jeez. I see. I wasn't there for that one, or I don't think I was there for that one too.
Yeah, so sad.
Jeez.
On the styrofoam.
Oh, that was cool. The jump.
That was perfect. Oh. Classic.
And then the double choke slam. Oh, this was the big one. My fucking
Big choke slam right there.
knee almost hit my face.
You folding up like an accordion, bro.
That's where it cuts off, I think. That's the last one.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, Vinny, you're right.
I ran right away.
You hear your voice, you go, oh my god, Vinny, you're right.
You're like, I'm good. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, Vinny, you alright?
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
You're like,
You were just all laughing about it, dude.
Yes, that was so crazy.
Oh my god.
Man, that was our life. I mean, we grew up loving wrestling. We grew up playing wrestling. Watching wrestling. I didn't realize I took my glasses off.
That was always everything we loved. Wrestling was like big part of our lives, and it still is to this day. Years later, 15, 20 years later, and we're still into it.
Yes, and we have our oldest brother Rudy to thank for getting us into wrestling.
Yeah, Rudy's the one that did it.
Yeah, Rudy's the one that got us into wrestling. What was it before wrestling? Was it Power Rangers and Barney?
It
basically?
was like Power Rangers and yeah, mainly Power Rangers.
Yeah,
we were big into that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Or like some super. I know we were always into the X-Men and stuff, and so you with Superman.
Superman always. Yeah, I've got a tattoo of it because Superman was always since I was a kid.
And that's what I wanted to ask you too. Is like so I still haven't seen the new Superman movie because I'm just back and forth, and of course, honestly, on TikTok you pretty much see enough clips where you're like, okay, I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
So I just never sat down and watched it through. So like, you are the biggest Superman fan that I know of. Anyone that knows anything about Superman, it's you.
Yes.
Since you were a child. So like, what is your honest thoughts on the newest Superman movie that came out, the James Gunn Superman?
Honestly, man, I gotta be truthful. Superman was always big with the start of Christopher Reeve because that was our era. Yeah, the first film was in 1978, I believe, and that was like childhood. So it was always Superman. from that movie, I was getting the Superman costume, always telling mom and dad I want the Superman costume. And then when I didn't have it, I was wearing towels on the back of my neck and acting like I was Superman. But so Christopher Reeve's a big part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, which a lot of audience didn't like about, the quest for peace or whatever, part 4.
Oh, the Christopher Reeve's part 4?
Yeah, part 4.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, it was like they asked him to do it. I remember watching a clip of him, and he was just like he didn't want to do it, but I'm pretty sure the money talks.
Yeah,
money talks. So they probably paid him a lot, and he was like, all right, even though the movie was like complete, like I thought it was great, but now you look at it and it's like, okay, this was trash.
Oh shit!
But I have to say that from Christopher Reeve, from seeing that, and then going to Brandon Roth was the next one in 2006. So I saw that, and I thought it, at that time I was like, oh, this is great too. And then of course Henry Cavill, 2013, Man of Steel. And then now they got this new one. Like you said, the new one, I saw it. I watched it once, and I haven't went back to it. I'm sorry.
And that's a thing for you, because if you love a movie, you'll constantly go back to it.
Constantly watch it. I've seen Superman, the movie with Christopher Reeve, many times. Part 2, many times. Part 3, and even part 4, many times.
Yes, because not only are you a Superman buff, like Superman lover, you're also a movie buff, movie lover. So it's like that goes hand in hand.
Yes.
So if it was a good Superman movie, because you've always been into movies and into acting, and you've acted in a bunch of stuff, and from freaking Machete to Predators to Rough Riders, all the good stuff, and check that out on Tubi, by the way. Yeah, I don't think we talked about last time that you can check out your movie
Urban Vengeance.
Urban Vengeance. Yes. I'm sorry, not Rough Rider. Urban Vengeance.
It was originally called Rough Rider, and then it became Urban Vengeance.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so you basically, my point is, if there's anything you know anything about movies and Superman, it's you. Yes. So yeah, you don't really. What didn't you like about it?
The new one was great. I see James Gunn's way of doing it, and I know it was a lot of people, he's going in a different direction compared to the Zack Snyder universe. Zack Snyder was more dark. I enjoyed the more dark version. Yeah, like the dark DC, and I enjoyed the dark version. Don't get me wrong, this new one was good, but it just didn't. I didn't feel it.
Guardians of the Galaxy or what?
Too much like Guardians of the Galaxy. Too much with humor and funny and all that stuff. And I get you gotta have your funny moments and all that. I get that, but I just didn't feel it like I did with Henry Cavill. This new actor, don't get me wrong, he's great. He did a great job as Superman, but he's not Henry Cavill.
Right.
That's just my opinion. Period.
Right. And do you prefer Superman with the team, or do you prefer him like, I don't need anybody else?
I prefer him solo.
Yes.
He's
okay.
Superman. Like,
yes.
Literally, I prefer him with the Justice League. Yes, I like when they did the Justice League. Okay, and now this one, it seemed like it was solely like he needed them.
Yes.
When in general,
he should be Superman.
He's Superman. They needed him.
Yes.
And this one, it seems like, oh, I need them, and it's like, dude, you're Superman. Like nothing can hurt you. Damn. Nothing except kryptonite.
That's it. Right. Except that's. Ooh, that's crazy. Well, see, yeah, you heard it here, folks. And who would be your favorite top Superman of all time? I mean, I know Christopher Reeve has a soft spot, but
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill he was born to play that role.
Wow.
I know they have all the shows that they have too, like Smallville and all these other Supermans. Yeah, there's so many, and those ones I've seen them and they're great, but Henry Cavill was just like he was destined to play that role, in my opinion. In my opinion.
And then here's a twist. Who's the best Lex Luthor?
Gene Hackman, hands down. God rest.
So? Yeah.
Yes, Gene Hackman. I mean, like I said, that was the only bad thing. A lot of people with Jesse Eisenberg, like, this is not Lex Luthor and all that. For him being Lex Luthor, he's a great actor. I thought he pulled it off for the most part, but Gene Hackman, hands down, is number one in my opinion. Yeah. And this new I forgot his name, but of course he's from the X-Men.
Yeah.
And he played Beast. He did a great job too, but like I said, I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel it for him or the new Superman.
Wait, he was Beast on what, Days of Future Past?
Yeah, Days of Future Past. He was Beast. That's him.
I didn't know
that was him for Days of Future Past. He's the Beast.
What?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Well, yeah. So the new Superman, here's what we think about it.
How about you go your mother.
I agree. Yes.
And Henry Cavill.
Let's see your penis.
Yeah, pretty much. But then Kevin, I'm sorry, man. Like, it's just everything about him. Like, even when he got so fucking huge for the role.
Yeah.
And this guy, like, it seemed like
he's still kind of like
he's still kind of scrawny.
Like a padded suit or something.
Yeah, like he wasn't even like that. Henry Cavill was freaking huge. He looked like
Yeah.
a beast for the role, and that's the way Superman should be. Like, I know back in the day with Christopher Reeve, he wasn't like that, but you know, he still was just built. But
yeah,
you know,
for that time he was.
for that time,
Yeah,
you know, and now this time it was like this dude like freaking huge, and that's the way Superman should be.
Yeah,
You know, so it goes back to and on the topic, just like let's see, Reacher.
Oh yeah, Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher. Oh my God. Alan Richardson.
And he makes freaking Superman look small.
Yeah, it's Alan.
That dude's
yeah,
huge.
he's huge.
That's like Viking DNA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yes. With Alan Richardson, and I know like Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Be like.
Well, Tom Cruise is short. Isn't he?
Tom Cruise is short.
He's like 5'5". He's like my height.
He's like our height, and it's like he was Reacher. Don't get me wrong, great job.
Right.
Love Tom Cruise. Not scared of anything. Does his own stunts and
Yeah.
everything.
He's a badass.
And I'm pretty sure Alan Richardson has a great respect for him. But like Jack Reacher, the character is basically walks in a room and it's like this. Who the f- is this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, like everyone's scared of him. You know? So
yeah, like why did his neighbor try to pick a fight? It's like, you know who you're trying to pick a fight with?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, it's freaking crazy. Yeah, you don't mess with Jack Reacher.
No, heck
You
no.
don't mess
man.
with Superman.
You don't mess with Superman. But like you said too, yeah, you saw Alan Richardson next to Henry Cavill. And it's like, what the fuck? It's a whole Viking DNA, man.
Yeah, that's literally Viking DNA. So what are your not to put it on the spot because I know it's probably hard, but what would you say your top movies? No specific order, like your top 3 to 5 movies.
Oh man, that's a good one. Honestly, 3 to top.
And I know it's going to be interchangeable. It probably changes up every day or every week, but you know, that's how it does with me with music and games.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people always say like, oh, what's your top movies? And people are like, well, you can't ask that. It's like, no, you have to have a movie like you said that comes to mind right off the bat, and you
Right.
go. So top 5, I would have to say right off the bat. You already know I'm gonna say Casino.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So like acting wise, Joe Pesci,
And Joe
Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone, boom. I have to say it because I always say it was my favorite movie of all time because when I was a kid, The Rundown, with The
Ooh,
Rock.
okay, yes, and we
Sean
watched that so many
Scott.
times.
We watched
Yeah,
that so many
and on
times,
DVD
dude.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and then of let's see, number 3, I would have to say because it was in our era, our genre and our era growing up, Home Alone.
Oh wow, which one? 1 or 2?
1.
Really? You think
Yeah.
one's better than 2?
No, honestly, I'm sorry. Yeah, part 1, part
I mean,
2 is better.
yeah.
Part 2 is better.
But-
Part 1 was great, but part 2, the sequel actually outdid the first one because
Yeah.
it was just
But the
more
first one is a
fun.
classic.
the first one's a classic, but part 2 was just more funnier in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
It was way
part
more
2
funny.
it just always has a classic scene with the freaking toy store and
Oh god,
him
yes.
getting the food service in the hotel. That's just why I loved it.
Oh, that was the best part too. You remember,
Yeah.
like it's like, man, do hotels really look like that?
Right?
Where we
Like,
go and open up a cabinet and there's cookies and all that. I'm like, God, what hotel? I want to go to that hotel.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know if that's just for the movie or if that's a real deal. But if that's the real deal, sign me up.
Right?
As a kid, I was like, sign me up. This guy's going to a hotel when he's opening. He has nothing but all that. It's like, okay, so is that
Like,
for a kid?
Like a kid watching that, you were like, that's like the jackpot.
That's
Like,
the
you-
jackpot,
you know, we always wanted to live like, it's like, yeah, I don't mind being alone like that.
1 scoop or 2, sir? 2. I'm not driving.
Yes. Oh, that's like the best scene. He's eating the ice cream and shit. Oh god. Okay, so you got the Rundown, Home Alone. What was the other one you said?
Casino.
Oh, of
Casino,
course,
yeah.
yes.
And then, of course, I have to go with, and it's just me because of like being the Superman fan, like Superman heart always fan that I've been is Man of Steel was great, but I have to say Batman versus Superman.
Oh, really? You actually liked it?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. I know a lot of people were like, they were kind of skeptical about it, but the whole fact that they did right by the comics, Zack Snyder, with Batman and Superman fighting, epic battle, epic fight, but the whole fact that Doomsday and Superman killed each other, that is what was like, oh my God, this is so amazing because it was just like the game.
People like, yeah, forget that point.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like he kept it right by the comic because that's what happens. Batman and Superman, Doomsday fights Superman, and what happens? they kill each other. They both die, just like in the comics. So
that's
he
a
was keeping it
Superman,
like
yeah.
the comics. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just playing that on our emulator.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So what would be number 5?
And then of course
There's so many. I mean, there's so many.
there's so
good
many out
movies,
there.
I mean,
Like it's amazing. But number 5, I would have to go with. Man, this is a hard one. I would have to say. Honestly, the top 5. So number 5 would have to
Yeah.
be.
and this is not set in stone. I understand it's interchangeable.
Yeah,
but-
like you said, it is interchangeable because there's so many movies that come out and there's so many that grasp you. But I would have to say because of most of the time you see movies and it's the acting. Also, the acting and the story is just like so amazing and it kind of grasps you.
Yes.
The scenes and everything that they put together, and of course, I have to go with.
It's hard, right? Because
It's hard.
I know you appreciate the. That's what I love about you too, and like how you appreciate movies, because you can watch movies just based on like dramatic movies, just based on the what's the word, like the dialogue.
The
Like you can
dialogue,
watch
yes.
movies with a lot of dialogue. Where me, I'd be like, okay, this is fucking boring. But you can actually sit there and watch it because you like the performance of it, the acting of it.
Yes.
So
That's-
yeah, that is a good point.
That's why I have to say Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew that was going to be up
Yeah.
there. Something like Quentin Tarantino or Eli
Tarantino.
Roth style. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Or was it Tarantino or Roth that made that?
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
Eli
see,
Roth
okay.
was in it, yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of people that, they see it, they might say, God, this is a lot of talking, all that. But it's like you got to focus on more than that. The characters, you got to focus on, like what the characters are going through, what the character is presenting, how they're affected and by it. And the Glorious Bastards, it takes place with, what's going on in the 1940s with Hitler and people with the Holocaust and everything. And you got to actually just appreciate it. And it's just, the acting is incredible from every which way. And it's, that's what it seems like directors like Quentin Tarantino and, like other amazing directors put in effect. Like, y'all got to appreciate this, especially if, like you said, you're a movie buff.
Yeah.
So,
Which you definitely are. Dang, see, that's so cool.
yeah. Because, I mean, like, a lot of people just like, okay, I want to focus on the story. But then you got other people, like other directors that are like, oh, I just want to focus on action and blowing up stuff like Michael Bay.
Yes,
Michael
I was going to
Bay.
say that. Michael Bay.
Michael
There's
Bay.
explosions everywhere.
It's like, brah, and then it
Yes.
blows up.
But
yeah.
Your favorite director, like, is more like the dramatic
that focuses on the story of the movie, the characters of the movie, and like how everything comes to be. That sometimes there is happy endings, sometimes there's not. And that's just, they got to keep it real for life. Everybody wants a happy ending, but in reality, it's not always going to be a happy ending. Things are going to go south and things are going to go wrong. But, that's why it's like, and some people get mad, like, oh, that's a stupid ending, or why did this happen? But it's like, you know what? You got to look at reality of maybe why the director's showing that, hey, you got to relate to life.
Yeah. Because that's the main thing that, like, see, even like the Superman vs. Batman, like the movie could be so good, but people shit on the ending so much that like they kind of drown it out.
Yes.
And like it's underrated, because it's like people are just so worried about one part. It's like, what about the whole movie?
Yeah.
One more thing, because we're talking about DC so much. What's your favorite Marvel movie of all the Marvel movies?
God,
that's
is
it
a
Endgame? Is it Infinity War? I mean, shit. I mean, Doomsday is gonna be crazy.
Doomsday's gonna be crazy, but like I have to honestly say that, I mean, Endgame was a freaking amazing masterpiece, but I have to go with Infinity War as my favorite.
Okay.
Infinity War is my favorite. I mean, I guess.
And that's what you're talking about, not having to have a happy ending. I mean, isn't that the one where,
Yeah, exactly. There's no happy ending, and it's like, he actually succeeded what he's gonna do, and you're pissed off that the bad guy actually succeeded and erased half, Thanos erased half of like a half of life and all that, the universe, and it's like, what the hell? But it's like, look, like in the reality, it's true. That's what it goes back to. It's like when Tony Stark and I believe it's the Avengers Age of Ultron tells Captain America, how do you expect to fight something like that? And he's like, together. And he's like, we'll lose and we'll do that together too. Because in the end, that's not a happy ending. They're going to fight as much as they can, but in the end, what happens in Infinity War? They lose. Thanos is too powerful.
Damn.
And they wind up losing, and of course everything works itself out for Endgame, But the fact that it sucked, like Thor lost his brother,
Yes.
and Loki died in it, and all the other people that basically cease it to exist, like Spider-Man,
and then who died for real too? They didn't come back. Black Widow,
Black
Gamora.
Widow, Gamora. They didn't
Yeah.
come back at all, and that's what sucks. But like I said, it's showing the true nature that unfortunately there's not always a happy ending.
And that's the main thing about life. Like, I mean, we know, like, with our mom, losing our mom, it's like, it's like, man, I always thought growing up, like, I just like, like, we always used to joke, like, you from that movie Friday, you walk up and down the street all day playing, and that was it. We would be like, what does he mean by that? Walking down the street all day playing? Is he just walking down the street?
Life is
yes, but literally before, like, when I say my life got turned upside down, and my life is literally different before our mom passed away and after, it makes sense because and on top of that, it makes it worse is we're going through the pandemic at the same time.
Yes.
She didn't pass through pandemic causes. It was a car accident, but it still was, we were going through the pandemic and it was all the thing. But that's what I feel like. I feel like I was just walking down life. I was just like all day playing.
Everything's fine.
I was just all day playing life. Everything's gonna work out. Everything's fine. I'm doing my own thing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it, and then I'll have plenty of time to spend with my family. And then boom, life hits you, and you realize I don't care what happens in life. I don't care how happy I get, or what. I would never achieve true happiness in this life because my mom's not here to witness.
To witness it.
Yes, exactly. To be here with me, and to be able to just share these things with me, and share the love of my daughter that she didn't get to see. It's like, so it's like basically like what you're saying. Like, that's life. Like, I don't care how good things get, I would never have a happy ending if she's not here.
Yes.
So it's like, we don't get happy endings. That's just the way it goes, people.
Unfortunately, yes. Happy ending, we're not saying we're gonna give up. We're gonna live our lives.
We're still gonna be happy with the things and be appreciated.
But it's not gonna be.
There's always gonna be that percent that's like, it could be better if she was here,
because it's not there.
Yes.
Basically, it's a hole that's cut from us, and it's cut forever, and nothing's ever gonna replace that. Because the love of our mom it meant so much, and that the fact that she was the rock, and that she always told us that never give up and all that, and to be strong, and that's what we're trying to keep doing day in, day out. But no matter what, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not, especially not with her, and especially because she was so positive, so cool, and so smart, and so just like witty. They were like, we can just be like, hey mom, like what about this? Like, get advice, or just like if you had a question about our history or anything, be like, mom, what? And it's like sometimes I still get like that. I'm like, oh, I should ask mom, and I'm like, oh, I can't.
It shows that unfortunately sometimes life's not fair.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not fair, and it's hard.
And it took me that lesson, losing her, to finally realize that at 27 years old. Yeah. So you just think like, la 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 la.
Everything's on the road.
But I know she's here. Oh my God, I didn't tell you what happened the other day. So Delilah loves playing hide and seek, and she woke up in the middle of the night, and she loves playing, and she always plays hide and seek with that. And she's like, Grandma and Jesus go hide. And I was like, what? And she goes, Grandma and Jesus go hide. I count. And that's what she said, where she likes to count, and then she tells us to go hide. But when she woke up in the middle of the night, it was fresh on her brain. She's like, Grandma and Jesus go hide. And I was like, were you just playing hide and seek with Grandma and Jesus? She goes, yeah. And I said, what happened? She goes, I was counting, and Grandma and Jesus go hide. I was like, wow. So she knows. She's with them.
Yeah.
She's with them.
Those are those moments that we love to hear about, because we know that without a shadow of a doubt that it's like, okay, you know what? She's still with us, and it makes us. That's what makes us keep going day in, day out. Like,
exactly.
You know what? Sometimes, and I know this might sound cheesy. I'm not trying to sound like a movie, but it's. I will quote it because it's from The Mummy. But death is only the beginning sometimes,
dude. And we're so connected, because I was just gonna bring up The Mummy about, like, when we were talking about movies, like, oh, that's not on your list. I was literally gonna bring up The Mummy.
I can't believe I didn't say that one with The Rock, man. My bad.
Yes.
See, like,
and that's
you said,
so
it varies.
crazy. You put it together. I mean, Brendan Fraser, but I lost a voice acting job to Brendan Fraser. FYI, there was gonna be a show called Breaking Bear on Tubi that I auditioned for, and it turned out I lost the role to Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, a freaking actor that's been acting for so long. I would be happy. That's an honor.
Yes, you see, it is kind of an honor, but I called it. I was like, they're not going to want me. They're going to want a celebrity.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
That's so cool that you even, oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
so yeah,
still,
even the fact
you
that I
applied
lost
for
the
it.
role to Brandon Fraser, I'm like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
God damn.
But anyway, we've been going on. Let's just watch a video or two, and then we'll get out of here.
Hell yeah. Good times, Vinny.
Over here.
Cuidado que andamos bien Gryffindor. Los leones de frente aquí nadie se esconde. El señor Gryffindor a los valedores. Como el sauce boxeador, listos con los golpes. No somos la casa de los héroes, somos la casa del león. Un poco impacientes con fuego prendido en el corazón. Aquí en Uruguay representamos el valor. Ey, cuidado que aquí anda puro mago bien Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Bro, dude.
Cinco.
Cinco.
As people may or may not know, we're Hispanic, but we don't know any Spanish.
Yeah,
our parents never taught us.
But for some reason, we know how to sing it. So we
Yes.
can sing Spanish songs, but everyone's like, you know what they're saying?
No.
No?
Like, remember we were in no face. See, this is back then when you didn't do that. Where our dad would actually he would have like a CD store, like a record store we'd go to, and he'd buy CDs, and like he'd get us CDs. We get to pick out a CD or whatever. I'd pick out like a wrestling CD or like a metal CD. And I remember one time you picked out a Spanish CD. Remember that song? What was that song? Here, we'll play this song out. I don't care if copyright. We're playing the song out. They're about to hit our music, people. What is it? What was it called? Before I play it, I love you, bro. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having
You're
me,
the
man.
best.
I love it. You're the best, man.
You're
Good
my-
times.
yes.
A brother, man. I love
Yes.
you. Hell yeah. Good
Love
times.
you so much, brother. Day one, brother, to the end.
Till the end, baby. Till the end.
No por pobre y feo, pero antojado.
Trying to look like him. It's like,
Tengo la camisa negra, hoy mi amor está de luto. Hoy tengo en el alma una pena y es por culpa de tu embrujo. Hoy sé que tú ya no me quieres y eso es lo que más me hiere.
I like the chorus.
Que tengo
Yeah,
la
me too.
camisa
We played
negra
this over and over,
y
not
una
knowing
pena
the
que
words.
me
but I was
duele.
like, it was such a good song. So I would be like jamming out, singing it, and then all like this guy leaning on the car, the old man, fucking the guitar and shit.
Por beber del veneno malevo de tu amor, yo quedé moribundo y lleno de dolor. Respiré de ese humo amargo de tu adiós y desde que tú te fuiste yo solo tengo la camisa negra, porque negra tengo el alma. Yo por ti perdí la calma y casi pierdo hasta mi cama. Cama, baby.